I rolled up here on my 1300 GS. I'm getting off that. Yeah, you can tell I've been riding it. And I'm going to get on this. I haven't even sat on this as of yet. But yeah, what do you see behind the Stelvio? The middleweight. This is a 23 model, a 2023 V85, because you can see this is still the same. When you get to the 24 version, the 2024, this will change a little bit. And also they changed the TFT to a 5-inch to this 5-inch. Here, let me turn it on, TFT. So that's the difference between a 23 V85 and a 24. You get the bigger, and a few other things. I'm oversimplifying. Now though, so middleweight adventure bike, heavyweight adventure bike, the benchmark. What's the difference? Well, the wheels are the same between the two. Both 19-inch wheels on the front and 17-inch single-sided, shaft drive. What's the difference? The suspension travel is 170 mils front and back. This is 190 on the front and 200 on the back. Also, what is different, this has the dynamic ESA, the 2nd gen, fully electronic suspension. No, don't have it here. This is still manual. Now, rumor has it that next year the Stelvio will come out with fully electronic suspension. So we'll see. All right, let's get on down the road and see and play with this new electronic windscreen, which is, by the way, the same on the GS. So let's go ahead and get going, shall we, guys? Hi guys, Nothing to Prove here. Today's a beautiful day because any day one could be out on 2 wheels is a beautiful day, regardless if it's sprinkling or raining here and there. Don't care. I'm having fun because I'm on the brand new Stelvio. Say Stelvio. Didn't Moto Guzzi do that before? Yeah, from 2008 to 2016 they did it. Yeah, and then why did they stop doing it? They just weren't selling. It's very simple. Now they're coming back to the heavyweight adventure arena. Competition is fierce, and yes, I will be judging this thing mostly against my 1300 GS. So that is the benchmark, so that's very hard shoes to fill, guys. But I'm gonna try and see how this Stelvio compares to not just the GS, but the Triumph, the KTM, the Ducatis, the Hondas, and so on. All the other bikes in this group. So stick with me and bear with me, guys. I'm actually enjoying this. This powertrain, I actually shot the V100 Mandello on the same day. Today's the 16th of February. That last year, 16th of February, I posted the Mandello video and I filmed it right here. So that's cool. I thought, you know what? I got to do the same route, the same everything. And this powertrain lives for your country roads, your long sweepers, canyon carving, you guys say in the US. It loves this, it lives for this 3,000 to 5,000 RPM. It loves it. That's where the torque is, by the way. I read it 6.5. Let's see what the competition says about this particular motorcycle, shall we? Now, as you see on this chart, I have this arranged by weight. Where does the Guzzi sit? It's about middle way down. And if you take away the 3 big gas tank bikes, the Ducati, the Triumph, and the BMW, those are 30 liters or almost 8 gallons. What's left below this? 3 Japanese, yeah. The Kawasaki, Suzuki, and the Yamaha, all of those need severe updating because none of them have been updated in almost a decade. Yeah, they've got little stuff here and there, like the Kawasaki got a new front and blah, blah, blah. But at its core, they're still the same bikes, and that's why they're heavier. This is why I say they need to catch up. Honda, though, look at that. They're at the top of the list here for this weight. Now, let's take a look at power of this Guzzi. It's okay. Torque, again, it's okay. I love this 90-degree V2 sound, though. And this is the 1042cc. Now, remember when the Stelvio, the air oil-cooled Stelvio came out in 2008? Ah, it's raining. It was called a 1200, but actually it was like an 1151cc. So this is actually 100 cc's smaller than that. But this is liquid cooled, so they can increase everything a little bit. Still, this has more power than the old Stelvio, but less torque than the old Stelvio. So, yeah, it's a give and a take. But if you go over here further, yeah, look at the price of this. That's good. Not bad. And also the CO2 emission and the fuel economy, again, is not bad. And the theoretical range to empty, not bad. So Moto Guzzi, how are you doing? Not bad. But again, guys, this is pretty stiff competition. These guys, these OEMs have been in this business a long time, although Moto Guzzi's been around for over 100 years. And that plane sounds real low. Is he gonna crash into me? And so this is a difficult area to be in with these. Now, how does this powertrain feel on the street? Okay, let's pull up here. This should be straight, and I would like it straight because it's a little damp, wet. There we go. Yeah, let's pull her already down, all the way down, nobody behind me. And let's go run through the gears and test this powertrain, shall we? Not bad. 2 thumbs up, loving it. It made me laugh. That's the key, make me laugh. You're gonna get 2 thumbs, boom, boom. This transmission, so far I haven't found a problem with it at all. Nothing that I can at least complain about. But and the pull, it really at about 3,500 RPMs, you have 90% of that torque. That is cool. Loving that. I wonder what the Boxers is. I'll have to look that up. But right here, I'm sitting at 4 grand here, right there at 3 grand. Now I have the 100 and, what is it, 5 Newton meters? Just roll on. Oh, not bad. It makes me laugh every time I do that. So it's doing pretty well with this. I wish this had a quick shifter. It doesn't. That's where you saw me thinking. Since I don't have a quick shifter, I can't evaluate that. But clutchless upshifts and clutchless downs are a piece of cake. And fun. If you nail it right. You got to be careful though, guys. Yeah, that's for sure. So overall, I would rate this powertrain. Yeah, this powertrain's getting 2 thumbs up from me, no problem. It's raining. Let's see how this thing does on the Autobahn, shall we? Oh. Okay. Kind of loud. Wind on both shoulders, the whole arms. Yeah, this is lacking in the wind protection that I would like from a heavyweight adventure bike, but the GS has more, the Triumph has more, the KTM has more, even the Ducati has more than this. So I would be looking more for a touring screen for this, but it's hitting me at the top of the, about right here, about at my forehead, and all. No, but the protection, I can feel it on my thighs. So yeah, I would like a little more wind protection than what this has. The hands are okay, they're decent, no complaints there. But could I tour all day on the highway? Yeah, I wouldn't want to. Give me an hour or two, and then after that, I'm done. Manually controlled. This is only rebound and preload. Look over here. Yeah, no compression there. So that's a con, in my humble opinion. 170 mils of travel there on a 320 disc, and looks like M4 Brembo's radial mounts. And yes, of course, it's a Moto Guzzi, master cylinder here and over there for the clutch. And on the back, of course, yeah, here we go. Brembo 2 pots there with this beautiful shaft drive. And oh yeah, while I'm over here, yeah, there is the remote adjuster here for the preload on the rear. That is a gripe for me. If you're doing a heavyweight adventure bike, give me electronic suspension, or at least give me the option. This is the base model and you don't even have that available yet. Okay, now how is this chassis, suspension and brakes feeling on the street? Oh, loving this. Okay, it does not have the power of the other European adventure tours. It just flat out does it. Okay, and that's what I'm missing a little bit, especially since just last week I rode the Ducati. So, you know, the V4S GT, that's got a lot of power, 170. This is, what is this, 113 or 115 PS, 113 ponies, horsepower. But this suspension is doing admirably for a manually adjustable and no compression, just rebound. Ooh, we got mud in the road in the corner. Okay, and it's wet. Yeah, this will slip right off the road real quick, guys. Oh, but these brakes, nice. Oh, he's coming a little fast there. He's a golf driver. They think they know how to drive. So, okay, mud and wet. I'm not too happy about this weather. It was not supposed to rain at this time today. It's supposed to be sunny right now. Does it look like sunny? No, it does not. But I am liking how this Brembo, 4th gen Brembo, is handling this weight of this bike. It's nice. Well, okay, it's got Brembo master cylinders both clutch and brake. Let's try the rear. There, locked it up. Okay, that was not bad. That was acceptable. So overall, for a manual suspension, and you can't even adjust the compression, it's this, for what you got, I give it 2 thumbs up for this price. Is this competitive with the 4 Japanese, even the Honda? Yeah, I would give it the same for the 4 Japanese, but here is where the other European brands will beat this base suspension. So yeah, I'll give this a 1.5 thumbs, and wait, as in next year there should come out with the electronic suspension version of this, like they have on the V100 Mandello. Then that's when I would consider getting a bike like this. Oh yeah. So overall, 1.5 thumbs for this suspension. Yeah. Here is where your bags plug in there and there. And I do like this tiny little muffler. That's what we're looking for. And then it does not affect the bags so much. They accomplished that on the GS, the Ducati, they didn't yet. Yeah, you have to put a back plate on here. And I do notice, oh, by the way, do you guys know, trivia, thank you Christian Fecker for telling me this, why is the muffler on adventure bikes on the right side? So that when you're pushing it in the off-road situation, your leg doesn't get burned by the muffler. If you have a air-cooled 1200 GS somewhere in there, they switched when they changed over to the, I think it's the liquid cooling, they switched over the muffler to this side so that you no longer burn your leg on the muffler. Guzzi, thanks for noticing that. Yes, giving us an adventure bike and putting the muffler on the correct side so we don't burn ourselves. 830, you go high 850 or low down to 810 with the seats if you go low or high seat. 21 liters here, filled up, 246 kilos. Pretty heavy for, okay, I'm laughing, you guys see me. That's pretty heavy for a heavy weight. 5 years ago it wasn't, now it is. You got to get below 240 kilos or closer to that 500-pound mark. If you're at 550 pounds in that area, that's too heavy now, in my humble opinion. Well, when you look at the competition chart, yeah. How does this feel in this weight in a little village? In a little village, how is this heavy? 246 kilos. So I have to be careful when I say heavy. There's 3 Japanese adventure bikes that are heaviest. Both the Yamaha, the Kawasaki, and Suzuki versus V-Strong and Tenere are all heavier than this. So I should be careful when I say heavy. But 246 kilos, I'm not feeling it. On the Japanese bikes, because they're inlines and they're standing up, you can feel it. This is more like the Boxer. This is more like the GS. I'm not really feeling, here, let's test the throttle here in a 30 zone. So let's go down to second gear, and here, I'll open that up there. Now I can breathe. Oh, the on-off throttle is okay. There, I caught it, but I'm trying to catch it. So in normal, everyday, when you're doing this, of course, you're going to find it, especially with a shaft drive. And you're even going to feel it more with the chain lash, too, in a chain. But did you hear that? Can you hear that windscreen? Hey, it's a Guzzi. Here, let me try to go over this bump right here. Let me go over this here. Here, let me try to hit this thing. There. I wonder if you guys could pick that up and hear it. There. Although I do love this sound. This is nice. Almost, I like this better than the Ducati. But in a little village, the turn-in, the flickability is very, very well. It actually turns in a little better than my 1300 GS. It feels, okay, that feels a little more solid, a little more firm than this, but this has still got it. It's right there with the GS. I'm impressed. The Ducati will turn in faster. The Triumph will turn in faster. What else will turn in? The Africa Twin will, but that's weight is real high on the Africa Twin, and that's why that flops in instead of turns in evenly. So in a little village, I would give this thing 2 thumbs up. With this upright riding position all day long, no problem with this thing. Standard controls here and here. And yeah, let's take a look at this 5-inch TFT. If you guys say, hey, that looks familiar, yeah, if you have the V100 Mandello that came out last year, same, exact thing. And it's in the, if you push this up and down, watch. There we go, yeah. 70 millimeters of travel there. And of course you have the 5 ride modes here. I can push this button here. You can go from rain, off-road, sport, road, and tour. I kind of liked it on tour. Maybe I'll start off in sport when I take off from here. Nah, I leave it in tour. That was relaxed. With these roads and it being so wet and cold, I kind of prefer the tour ride mode. So that's just me. Now, overall, guys, I am liking the TFT. It does need to be at least a 6.5. That is the benchmark in this area. Even Ducati is 6.5, BMW is 6.5. KTM and Triumph, though, are 7-inch TFTs. And again, it's all in a matter of where they're measuring, but 5-inch is a little too small for your flagship adventure bike. In my humble opinion, Moto Guzzi, give us an option for a bigger screen. Or Piaggio, who owns Moto Guzzi and Aprilia. Yeah, then you'll give us a 7-inch, then you'll be up to date, and then you're up to date with the competition. Since what? BMW's had that 6.5-inch since 2018? Yeah. Standard on a GS. It's not even an option. You get it on almost all BMWs today, except for like the R19 or the R12T and the R1800, your cruisers and other special bikes. But every other bike, you get that 6.5-inch screen standard on a BMW. So come on, Piaggio, give us a 6.5-inch at least, not a 5-inch. That's too little. All right, guys, overall impressions, I'm loving this bike. Thank you, Moto Guzzi, for entering into the adventure bike scene again and giving us another shaft drive option. Now there's 4 bikes in here. Yeah, I was going to say 3, but then I just remembered the Yamaha, this BMW and Triumph. Yeah, so now we got 4 bikes, shaft drive. Cool. Loving that option. Versus, so you can divide these up by shaft versus chain. If you don't want a shaft, there you got your chain drives. If you don't want chain, there you got 4 options now for shaft drives. Now the Yamaha, though, it just depends on what market you're in. North American guys, you can still buy that, but I think those are all left over. I don't think Yamaha is actually in production. They'll just sell them as a 2023, as a 2024, you know, but when they were actually produced, who knows? You have to look on the triple clamp on the side of the frame there to see when they were actually produced. But all right, guys, I'm rambling on. Overall, 2 thumbs up from me. Would I buy this if they put the electronic suspension on this, give me a bigger TFT? I would give this some serious consideration just because of this powertrain. Loving this sound. This is the best sound of all the bikes. In fact, let's do this, shall we? Let's start this thing up and just listen to this thing idle, shall we? Loving that. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Here. Awesome sound, Moto Guzzi. By far my favorite sound of all the adventure bikes, period. Ducati comes close, but this is still king. And if you guys have not heard this in person, you have to. And that's a stock muffler too. 2 thumbs way up for the sound, Moto Guzzi. Is it worth buying this bike just for the sound? Almost. All right, guys. You can tell I'm liking this bike. Interesting option. It's a Moto Guzzi option. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and in doing so, I hope I've earned your subscription. As always, guys, ride safe. That's most important on the list. And number 2, ride like there's always nothing to prove, guys. Take care. Cheers.